Are you looking to make money selling gratitude journals, whether as a book on Amazon or template on Etsy and other marketplaces? Are you looking to design the entire book in Affinity Publisher? You'll want to watch this video. Hi, I'm Samantha, the Get It Done Girl. I teach you how to make money online using the skills you have while doing the things you love. I also explore tech and tools to help you become more productive. In today's tutorial, I'm going to share with you step by step how you can create the interior for your gratitude journal using Affinity Publisher. If you want to see more low content video tutorials like this one, please give the subscribe button some love. Here are some things to bear in mind before we get down to the tutorial. This gratitude journal will be used for 52 weeks, 365 days, so we need to ensure that the book's interior has sufficient pages to accommodate a year's use. The trim size of my book is 6 by 9 inches with 110 pages. It will contain a bleed, so per Amazon's requirement, an allotment of 0.125 inches needs to be assigned to the book. Hence, my trim size will move from 6 by 9 inches to 6.125 by 9.25 inches. The gutter is 0.375 inches and the outside margins 0.25 inches. Each page in my journal will contain a unique quote. For more information on setting up your low content books for Amazon publishing, please consult the links referenced in the description box. Let's get into our tutorial. On my screen is Affinity Publisher's user interface. The first thing I'm going to do is to click the new document option, and this is going to give me a list of items that I can actually input data into so that I can set up my page and start working on my gratitude journal. So I'm going to do that just now. The width of my book is 6.125 inches as mentioned earlier. Its height is 9.25 inches. I am going to deselect front facing pages or facing pages because I rarely work with this option. I am going to scroll down to the margins, and for the left margin I am going to add 0.375 inches. For the right margin, this is going to be 0.25 inches, and I am just going to copy this and add to the other options. I'm going to go down. I'm also going to go down to the bleed and set this to 0.125 inches, and then I'm going to hit the create button. To start designing my journal, I'm going to locate the master pages panel, which sits just above the normal pages on the left. You can go ahead and work with any page on your canvas, but I typically work with master pages because I can streamline my work. So whatever it is that I'm hoping to achieve or to change throughout the entire document, especially when I'm working with content that repeats itself, master pages really allows me to change something once instead of doing it maybe 100 times. So you can go ahead and work with a master page or a normal page, it really doesn't matter. But I find that master pages really lightens my load, and it's easy to work with since whatever changes are made on a master page is reflected throughout the entire document. With my master page selected, I am going to go ahead and ensure that my margins and also my bleed is showing. Now, for this journal, I am going to be working with two master pages. So I'm going to select the duplicate selected master, and it's going to create a second master. You can go ahead and rename these pages by double clicking, but I'm just going to leave it as is. So I'm going to have two pages, two master pages, master A and master B. The first page I'm going to design is master A. So I'm going to go ahead and ensure that it is selected. At the very top of this page, I am going to have a section where a unique quote is going to be added. I am also going to have 3 slots representing 3 different days where the users or owners of the journal will be prompted to add what they're grateful for on a given day. So I'm just going to draw some rectangles to really represent what I'm trying to accomplish. The first rectangle represents where my quote will be placed. This represents day 1, for example, day 2 and day 3. Once elements are added to the page, it will become clearer as to what I'm trying to accomplish here. So I'm going to start designing and talk less. So this is where my quote will be, and I'm going to go on the left and locate the text frame, and I'm simply going to draw inside. Now, all this does is really to add a text box of sorts. So once I'm ready to add the quotes, it will be easier to do so. So this represents my text box, and on this section, I'm going to scale this box. I am going to change the fill to possibly a gray. I'm going to copy and paste 3 times. And in these boxes, I'm going to add a text. Let's ensure this is set to white. I am grateful for. I'm going to change the font. And I'm also going to increase the size of my font. I am grateful for. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this to all the other slots. Now, the reason why I have 3 slots here is because I will have 7 in total. 7 days make a week. So for each day of the week, the user of this journal will be able to add 3 things they're grateful for. So this is really the objective of my gratitude journal. It's a 52-week journal, so the user should be able to use it for up to 365 days. I'm going to copy this text and I'm going to pull it to the side. I'm also going to change the color to black, and this is the date section. So the user has the option to really add the date the entry was made. I'm going to decrease the size of this font. I'm also going to go to view and I'm going to activate or show my grids. So this makes it easier for me to, for example, draw a straight line. I'm going to reduce the width to 1. And I'm also going to scale this line. So this is the date, and I'm going to copy this for all the other slots. Let's zoom out to see how this is looking. I want to ensure that everything is aligned properly. Looks like it. Let's zoom back in and I'm going to start adding my slots. So this is going to be the first entry. So let's go ahead and call that 1. And I'm going to copy this line and I'm going to bring it down, and I'm also going to drag this line to the very edge. I'm going to hold Control and Shift, and I'm going to press on Control and pull this down. So this is my second box, and I'm going to repeat the process. And this is going to be 3. So let's say, for example, it is the 13th of March. The owner would simply add the date and they would write 3 things they are grateful for. So I'm also going to copy this section and I am going to press Ctrl J and I'm going to pull it down. I'm also going to press Ctrl J again and it's going to copy the text for me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove my grid just to see what it looks like. So at a distance, this is what my gratitude journal looks like. It is coming together. The next thing I'm going to do is to add an image to Master A just to give it some life. So I've already downloaded something. I'm simply going to place the image on my page. Ensure that the image you use is copyright free so that your book won't be taken down by Amazon or your account terminated. So I'm just going to structure this on my page. And I think I like the way it looks here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scale the text box that I previously created, and I'm going to ensure that it aligns perfectly inside this shape. I'm also going to add a flower border of sorts to the footer of this page. I'm going to go back to File, Place, and locate the image I'm using. I'm going to use this option instead, Place. I'm just going to position this on the page. So I strongly believe that the format for Master A is complete. So what I'm going to do is I could do 2 things. I could copy Master A, duplicate Master A, or I could highlight and select everything that is on this page and copy it to Master B. Duplicating Master A is easier, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to delete this page, which is now Master C. So I have Master A and I have Master B. Now Master A and Master B is going to be slightly different. In Master A, the quote is at the very top, but in Master B, I'm going to align the quote to the bottom, and I'm going to ensure that an additional slot is created to ensure that I have 7 in total rather than 6. Remember, 7 days make a week, so we're going to need 7 slots where the user is able to add what they're grateful for. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this done. Copy, highlight everything, and I'm going to drag it to the very top. I'm also going to make a bit of an adjustment to ensure that everything fits properly. So this is my 4th slot. Highlight everything, and I'm going to drag it a bit so that it scales differently. So this is what it now looks like, and this is where my unique quote is going to be. Again, I'm going to add some images to this master page so that it doesn't look bland. I'm going to place my images. I've already downloaded a few, but I think I'm going to reuse this one that was previously used in Master A. And I'm also going to add another element. I'm going to scale. I'm going to group these images at the bottom, and I'm going to ensure that this is centered with it. Nope. Go again. Let's zoom in. So my text box is going to be placed between these 2 images. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place my text box. So this is where my unique quote will sit. Now that Master A and B is complete, the next step is to apply both masters to the entire document. Now, as I've mentioned before, I'm going to have 110 pages in total, but I'm not going to be using all 110 pages for the gratitude journal sections. I'm only going to be using 106. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 105 pages since I already have 1 page on this screen. So I'm going to right click, add pages, and I'm going to add 105 pages, and I'm not going to apply a master to this page, to these pages. So I now have 106 pages. The next step is to start applying my masters. Now what I'm going to do is to clear the master from page 1, and it's all gone. Now I'm going to start reapplying. I'm going to right click, I'm going to apply master, and using the option in this dialog box, I'm going to ensure that master A, which is selected here, is applied to odd pages. So pages from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and so forth will receive master A template. So I'm going to go ahead, add pages, and I'm going to ensure that replace existing is selected. This is not necessary, but it's just a precaution. Since nothing is on the pages, there's really nothing to replace it with. So you can tick or you can untick. That is totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and select OK. Now, as you can see, my odd pages have been pre-populated with master A. So once you hover the mouse or the cursor above the page, you'll be able to tell which master page it is affected by. So these pages are affected by master A. The next step is to apply master B to the other pages that did not receive master A. So I'm going to click page 2, I'm going to apply master again, and I'm going to ensure that master B is the page or template that is selected, and I'm going to select even pages. So pages like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and onward will be affected by master B. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And as you can see, my pages are now being populated with master B. Let's look at page 4 to see which template it's affected by. This is page 4 and I'm hovering above it, and this is master B. So all 106 pages have been populated with their respective master pages. The next step is to start adding quotes. As I've said before, it's best to not apply a quote to the master templates, since this would be reflected through the entire document. Now, if you're using the same quote across all pages, you can go ahead and add this to the master page. But since my gratitude journal will contain all unique quotes, I am going to be adding them to each page. So the first quote I'm going to add to master A, or to my first page, sorry, is going to be short and spicy. As a matter of fact, it is not from a celebrity or a known poet or story writer. It is something I made up. So depending on what you're trying to accomplish, you might want to use a quote from a famous person, or if you're in doubt, you can go ahead and make up or create your own quotes, which I normally do because I really don't want to infringe on anyone's intellectual property. And if you're not sure if a quote is in the public domain, it's best not to use it and play it safe. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my first quote. My first quote is trust the process and remain calm. I'm also going to change the type of font I'm using, and I'm going to increase its size, maybe to 18 points, and I'm going to ensure that it's centered. So this is good as is. Trust the process and remain calm. I am going to go to my second page and I'm going to add my next quote. Now this quote is from Robin Sharma, and I'm using this quote because I really do believe that it reflects human nature. Remember, ensure that the quote you're using does not infringe on someone else's copyright or intellectual property. Now, I'm not sure if I'm able to use this quote if I was selling this actual gratitude journal. I'm simply using this quote for demonstration purposes. So this quote will not be sold in any journal. I am just using it because I like it and I would like to use it for this demonstration. So I'm going to go ahead. The quote is, "One of the saddest things and this is from Robin Sharma. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the type, and I'm also going to, let's see if it's already centered, so I'm going to leave it as is. No, I'm also going to go back and I'm going to edit the master page just to push this image a bit up away from the quote. And this is the beauty of working with master templates. You can change what is on the master page and it will affect the entire document. Now this is my gratitude journal. What I'm going to do is to export this as a PDF so that you can see what it looks like. Now remember, previously I mentioned that my gratitude journal will contain 110 pages, but as you can see, I only have 106 pages. This is quite okay because the additional 4 pages I am going to use to add personalized notes to the owner of the journal. So I'm going to have a copyright page. I'm going to have a page where they can add their names. I'm going to also have a page with something personal to the owner. Maybe a page expressing gratitude, thanking them for purchasing this journal. So as I've said before, you don't just want to create a journal with just entry pages, but you really want to make it personalized so that the user is able to tell that you care about them and you really want them to develop positive attributes or positive vibes when using your gratitude journal. So that is what I'm going to dedicate the next 4 pages to. Now I'm going to do this not now but off camera, and I'm going to export this to show you what it looks like when it's complete. So my gratitude journal has been exported and this is what it looks like. I'm going to zoom out to 67%. Now as I've mentioned, this would have been my front page, my copyright page, my personal note page, and this is the area where the user would be able to add their name and add other elements to the page to ensure that it doesn't look bland. Now, this is where my gratitude journal would start. Trust the process and remain calm. And as you can see, the design is beautiful and it is made in such a way that the user is able to open their journal every single day to add an entry and also a date. This is a beautiful, simple way to inspire someone to develop the habit of gratitude. Now, if you're interested in creating a gratitude journal, I will have the template added to my Gumroad shop for free, so you don't have to worry about paying anything. Now, I would really appreciate it if you choose to use this template. Please leave me a review on Gumroad, and make sure to modify this template. Change the text, you can even change the format slightly, and ensure to have unique quotes that are copyright free so that you do not put your KDP account in jeopardy. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.